everyone, I'm Richard Vince, and this video is going to be about blocking and checking techniques coming towards you, but also about the movements you can make with your feet, really the most basic parts of foot movement that will help you to take the sting out of techniques that are coming towards you. Yeah, so my theory is that you may be strong enough to block a technique. If it's coming crashing towards you and you just go BAM and you just stop it, great, you're strong enough, but that gives more impact between you and the person trying to hit you and may cause you injury as well as them. Right, so my theory is that you can just ride the technique a little bit, take a little bit of the sting out of it, and then if your block wasn't as good or isn't as good as you'd hoped it was, maybe have less effect because you will have ridden the technique and taken some of the sting out of it. Wow, did you see that? The bird flew right across here. I don't know if you can hear the birds here, but they're just amazing. It sounds lovely. It's a lovely spring evening. Alright, so let's get on with the video. Let's bound first. Alright, now I'm not going to do a warm-up in this video for two reasons really. It's a reasonably short video, so I think if you're going to do a warm-up, do your own warm-up. There are lots of other videos with warm-ups on, and you can get the idea from those. Secondly, it doesn't require any high kicks. You're not going to be doing anything gymnastic, athletic or whatever. So just make sure you're loosened off and warmed up, but it isn't too strenuous. It's more of a, it's going to make your brain work as much as your body, because you've got to think about what you're doing. But by all means, if you want to get warm, and that's a really good idea, you want to get your joints warmed up a bit more, then pause the video, do one of the warm-ups from the other videos, and do some warm-ups that you can remember, and then come back to this and start it up again. Right, but please don't do anything if you're not warm or you're not sufficiently warm. Right, I have already warmed up. I've done other videos. I've recorded other videos this afternoon. Right, so I'm already warm. Alright, so come down. And a stance. Yeah, nice fighting stance. Hands up. Good. Alright, so I'm aware that in most of my other videos I've shown lots of techniques from a left fighting stance. So I'm going to show everything from this stance from this time, and this is my preferred stance, right leg forward. But I understand that the majority of people will have a left leg forward preference. Alright, so when we did the blocking video, we just covered ourselves blocks and checks, and we looked at a clock face. So we had 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so if we go back to that clock face, it'll be a little bit different because I've changed stance. But other than that, we'll just go around the clock face as though it was in order. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go backwards around the clock face because when I was in the other stance, I went this way around. And if I do the same going this way, then it would sort of make sense to you. Things will be in the same order. Alright, so we're looking at footwork to go with blocks and covers that we did. Remember, the first thing we did on the other videos was that the techniques came straight towards us. Right, and we went stop, parry this way, parry this way. Stop, parry this way, parry this way. So technique coming in here, stop it, touch it this way, touch it this way. Right, now you can see I'm moving. I am moving a little bit. It's really hard for me to not move because years and years of having it drilled into me. Right, but let me explain that movement. So first of all, the stop. Now I'll turn this way so you can see that. So if I'm going to stop a technique here, I want to be taking this thing out of it by moving my back foot back. Now when I move my back foot back, my head moves immediately. When I move my front foot back, my head doesn't move until I move my back foot. So I always move my back foot first. It allows me to just drop away from that technique that was going to hit me on the nose, or it was going to hit me hard on the nose, and all of a sudden it's just going to graze, I'm just going to reach, but not quite cause any impact. Alright, so block is here, it's back a little bit. Good, alright, so that's that one dealt with. Now this one here, touch across this way. So front hand, so imagine it's the palm side of your hand, bam, pushing this way. Bam. Right, now as you do this, you can let your back foot rotate it around a little bit this way. Yeah, just to take some of the sting out of the technique. What also works is this, back, Now back is simpler, I understand that. So if you want to start with the most simple, then go back with this block as well. And thirdly, we've got this one. We come across here, push the technique over this shoulder. And again, let's go with the back. Yeah? Back this way. Up it across, move back. Yep, so the straight techniques come towards your head, so in this area. I want you to move your back foot as you do those blocks that we did in the last video, in the blocking video. Yeah, now, if you're thinking to yourself, I haven't seen the blocking video, it might be a good idea to go back and do that. Or if this all makes sense to you, fine, carry on. But if you're thinking, you're scratching your head a bit, then don't worry, go back and watch the video, the blocking only video, and then come back and do the one with the foot movement as well. Okay, let's go back to where we were. So the next thing we did is the 12 o'clock around to 9 o'clock. Yeah? So 1, 2, this way. Yep. Alright, so, and we used this front hand, and we did this, yeah? So here, just bam and back, bam. All we need to do is move this back foot this way, as you do. Yeah? So you think your opponent's in front of you, the attacker's coming in this way. Yeah, maybe a hook punch, yeah, maybe a spinning back fist, maybe a round kick, a heel kick, a crescent kick. Alright, it's coming in from the side this way, and you're going, taking the sting out of it and pushing away here. Yeah, alright, so this is going to cover me from here up to here. Now I might need to go up if it's coming straight down. If it's an axe kick, I might need to go back this way. Yeah. Or if you're fighting in a points tournament, might be a bottom fist coming in this way. Yeah. Or a hammer fist in a points tournament as well. So that covers you down to about here. Now if the technique's coming in lower than this, obviously we do the same as we did in the other video. We just drop our elbow down, bam and bang, bam and bang, bam and bang. But as we do it, we move our foot this way. Yeah, really simple foot movement. Just foot away, just taking the sting out of the technique and coming back this way. Yeah, all makes sense. Good. Alright, so let's go back to this side of the clock. So for you, it's your 12, 11, 10, 9. Right, so, no, that's not right. 12, 1, 2, 3. Is that right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 for you. So it's 11, 10, 9 for me. Alright, so technique coming in from in this quadrant, yeah? So we're going to use our backhand, first of all, here, 1, and back, 1, and back. Now when you use your backhand, move your front foot away. So here, bam, you take this thing out, bam, and back. Now I'm recovering back to my original position straight away, because I think that's really important. I need to move, take this thing out of a technique, and then recover back to my original position, because I should be in an optimum position anyway. Right, so I'm here, 1, 2, keep me higher, a bit more horizontal, and back, and back. Remember that hand comes straight back, and back, and back, and back, and back. Now I can also come across my body this way, back and back. Yeah, so front hand can come across, back and back. Doesn't work if it's almost vertical. If the attack is coming in from a vertical position, this doesn't work so well. But anything around here, it still works. Back and back. Now I still like to move my front foot because it takes me away from that technique a little bit this way. I do know some people who prefer to use their back foot. That seems just a little bit more cumbersome to me. So I'll stick with this one and back. And back. Good, so we're covered from here down to here with this. Yeah. So if we're lower, if we're down here, then the same thing as we did before with the hand, just flopping at the elbow, but we're going to move our front foot out of the way again. Take the sting out. Sting out and back. You know, straight back, hand straight back. Bounce it back. And back. Back. Yep, all makes sense to you? Good. Now what about for techniques coming in here, straight into my torso? So from here, front foot, front arm across this way, and we go back to our old back foot back. back foot back. Take the sting out of the technique, pull it across this way. So this covers me down to about here. If it's going to be lower than that, so here to here, then I'd use my back hand. Sweep it across this way, and back. Sweep, and back. Nice fast movement, and back. Good, okay, so that covers us for all the arm techniques. Now let's look at the leg checks. So if we've got a leg kick, a low kick coming in here to this leg, we did this, didn't we, when we were just blocking. Right, so let's move our foot to take some of the sting out of that as well. So we're going to go 1, 2. Yeah, so across here, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right, now I taught this to people and had them say, oh, I'll never do that. I don't even sometimes have time to get my leg up to block the kick before it hits me. Okay, I understand. I was a beginner as well at one time, and I know these things are difficult to start with. And you know, it needs to be a process, doesn't it? It needs to be, oh, get the leg up first. Yeah. Once you can do that, then you can start to think about moving and bringing the leg up to take some of the sting out. And believe me, as you get more experience, you'll anticipate what's going to happen more. You know, as a beginner, it's difficult to anticipate what's going to happen because you haven't seen things many times. As you get to see them more and more often, when an opponent, a partner moves in a certain way, you'll say, oh, I think they're setting up this, I think they're trying to do that. All right, and when that happens, then move, check, move, check. Sorry, move, check. Yeah, move, check. Just to take this thing out of the technique. Alright, now if you remember, we did low attacks coming around from this side, either to the inside of your front leg or to the outside of your back leg. So let's deal with the inside of your front leg first. Alright, so you've got an attack coming in here. Alright, so back leg comes across, bam. Alright, you just take the sting out, bam. Yeah, bam. Or of course, the most obvious thing really is back this way and let it go past. You know, if your timing is good enough, someone's going to attack the inside of this front leg and you have the timing and the presence of mind to go and let the kick graze across like this, that's an excellent way to cover this front leg low kick, I would say. Right, but otherwise here, take the sting out, yep. And obviously when it's coming to your back leg, you're going to move your front foot. So it's going to be here, check. Here, check. This technique coming in here, bam. You come across, take the sting out, bam. Across, take the sting out, bam. Sting out, bam. Bam. Alright, good. So, I hope you found that helpful. I hope it covers the level that you're looking at, the level that you're at. These are real basic stuff, really basic movements, but not the most basic, obviously, because first of all you need to do the blocks, and then once you've got the blocks covered and you've got all of those firmly in your head, then you think about moving as you block. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you on the next video.